Hello, fellow humans. Chris here again. It's been a while since I've said that. It's been at least a month, I think, since I've done an update here. As I mentioned a while back, I am currently deployed doing COVID vaccinations, so I have been quite busy with that and haven't really had the time or energy to put into doing videos as much as I would have liked. Initially, I kind of had plans of doing some kind of montage of different views and angles, different areas of where I was working, but the honest truth is that it's just been way too busy and tiring to do any of that. So I have just been completely headfirst focused in this job that I've been doing, and just figured I'd take a couple minutes to update you all. If you're still there, if you're still listening, I appreciate it. Feral human, especially, thank you for checking in on me while I was away. I appreciated that comment. So, in a nutshell, I have been involved in pretty much every aspect of the vaccination process other than actually giving the vaccine. So where I'm at Oakland. I'm at the Oakland Mass Vaccination Center, and we're working primarily in the pedestrian area. They actually have a walk-in section, but the vast majority of the customers there are doing driving in. So I think they're doing like average like 6,000 to 8,000 vaccinations a day, and maybe 300 to 500 of those are the walk-ins. So again, the vast majority are drive-ins, but the pedestrian job is nice. It's a little less stressful. You know, you're not worried about getting run over, but and you just have the opportunity to really like talk with people, which is really cool. It's been really kind of an amazing experience because people have such a myriad of emotions. You know, getting this shot, I think there's a lot of people who are really happy and excited, and there's people who are kind of emotional, people who are really nervous, tense, and I think to myself that there's probably a lot of people who may have lost somebody to COVID who are now getting vaccinated, and so there's probably a strong mix of emotions in some of those cases. But it's just been really amazing to be a part of. I have gotten vaccinated as well since the last time I talked here. I got my first dose of the Pfizer vaccine February 20th, and then I got my second dose March 13th. And I've been doing just fine since. Had almost no reaction to the first shot, sore arm, and a little bit of fatigue. With the second shot, there was more of a reaction. I had body aches pretty much throughout my whole body, and then just chills and fatigue for about a day. That night it really kicked in, and then the next day I was just super fatigued, and but then good after that, and no other serious reactions. I know some people have had more intense reactions with especially with the second dose of the Pfizer. But anyway, that went well, and I definitely was glad to have been blessed to be able to get that vaccine. And more people that I know are now getting the opportunity to get it as kind of rolling into the second tier here in California. But yeah, in a nutshell, pretty much when you're working in the pedestrian area, we kind of circle through all the different stations. So every day we're doing something new. Sometimes I'm working in the welcoming, basically like welcoming greeting, kind of like a Walmart greeter except for vaccines. And the whole idea is just really just making people feel comfortable, kind of putting them at ease, and which for a military operation is a very different experience. It's very customer focused. It's very just making people feel good about what they're doing and to feel welcome. And so again, from a military operational perspective, it's nothing like I've ever done in the service. I will say that the three branches. There are three branches that are there right now: the Air Force, the Coast Guard and the Army National Guard. And I know I haven't, and I don't say specifically where I work, but it is one of those three. Um, and then of course FEMA is putting it on. But yeah, anyway, it's just a mix of all kinds of different things. There's the welcoming, like I said, escorting, and then registering people, making sure they have their appointments, making sure that they are who they say they are, making sure that they are of the right age, making sure that if they are getting their second shot, that the right amount of time has passed since the first shot. It's supposed to be 3 weeks is ideal, but no earlier than 16 days. And then some of us work right in the vaccination tent, basically just observing, making sure that everything is going as it should go, and then being there to escort the patient to the observation tent, which they have to stay for 15 to 30 minutes, depending on if they have like medical issues. Sometimes it's 30 minutes, just for an observation, just to make sure that they don't have any kind of reaction. And occasionally there is something we'll call a medic for to help out with, but nothing too severe. A lot of it is anxiety again, and sometimes I wonder if that setup of having that 15 to 30 minutes to just kind of sit with your thoughts, if you do have anxiety, that's the kind of thing that can make it even worse, because you kind of get in your own head. So I sometimes I wonder about that, but it is good to have that there, so that if people do have any kind of physiological or emotional reaction, that there's somebody there to support them. And then the other part of the job is the parking lot, as I said, and that is we kind of we rotate in and out of that job. So usually it's like 2 of the 4 days of our duty rotation are going to be out in the parking lot. They split it up into half days because it gets pretty tiring. I mean, you're pretty much, if you're in the parking lot, you're walking like almost nonstop for 8 hours, and you're just walking down the line of everybody that's there that has just gotten their shot. So you're just doing observation for them, and so everything that all the people that you're meeting when you're in the pedestrian village is multiplied by about 8 or 9 times, probably, when you're out in the parking lot. And again, it's just incredible. I think when I'm working in the parking lot, I must meet, I don't know, 500 people a day, maybe. I mean, if I'm doing, if 6,000 to 8,000 are coming through, and you're manning like one lane. I mean, those lanes, I think they fit, I don't know, 30 to 50 cars in one lane. So, every 15 minutes you're having them cycle in and out. So you're getting a lot of people, and again, it's a great people watching excursion. Really, you just you really just get. I mean, I just think of it like a numbers thing. If you get enough people in any situation, you're gonna get a certain type of person in that situation. It's just a matter of statistics and numbers. Unfortunately, we've had a few issues of people falsifying who they were or being underage, and you would think that people wouldn't do that, but unfortunately 3 people have, and we've had over 200,000 vaccines now. I think we're actually closer to 250,000 now at this site. So 3 mishaps out of 250,000 is really not that bad. It's bad, and we hope that doesn't happen at all. But you get enough people, you're going to get the myriad of personality types, and for the most part, people are pretty nice. They're grateful. They're just kind of thankful that we're there, helping out. Sometimes they can be kind of standoffish. Some people are just kind of anti-military and anti-authoritarian, maybe to a certain extent, and we're not there for that. Obviously, we're just there. It's a humanitarian mission. We're just there to provide support. So you just take it with a grain of salt and move on. But it's good to know that I'm a part of it. I like being there, being able to comfort people when they are having anxiety, being able to even sometimes just sharing the fact that I also got the shot, and I also feel the things that they feel. I felt nervousness as well getting it. and that I sometimes have anxiety about needles. That's not something that I've talked about here, but I do sometimes have anxiety about myself with needles. So I can sympathize with people in that sense, and I like to think that that helps make it easier for them. So anyway, I'm gonna kind of just keep it short there, but obviously I don't have my nice green screen backdrop. If you have any questions for me, any specific questions, then I'll be able to deliver a more topic-driven video next time, and maybe keep it a little shorter and more focused. This time I just kind of wanted to just do a general gloss over of what the last month or so has been. So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope that everybody's doing well where you are, staying safe, staying healthy, and taking care of each other. So I'll be catching up with y'all again real soon. Thanks again, and remember, don't be afraid to question the consensus.